Hey everyone, Sean here, and today in this video I wanted to sit down and talk about uh is that hey everyone, Sean here, and today in this video I wanted to sit down and talk about that time of the year. We are near the end of 2023. It's just we're just a little shy of halfway of November, so we're definitely almost there. And it's been quite the year for gaming, right? We can definitely, talk about the ups and downs. There are definitely plenty of them, including, when it comes to the down side of things, we have Forspoken, and then we have Gollum, and then there's the King Kong Skull Island game, so on and so forth, and all in between. We had, the ups, right, which was like, Liza P, and then, of course, a lot of stuff, including Street Fighter 6. We had, excuse me, Final Fantasy 16, and then Tears of the Kingdom, and so on and so forth. But anyways, so yes, if you haven't gotten the big hint already, we are going to be talking about the Game Awards. The nominees were just announced today, and we have time to do the voting and stuff like that as always. So I will be covering most of the topics or whatever, and I will skim over like the ones that don't matter to me. So like the esports stuff, that mostly does not matter to me. So yeah, that's pretty much kind of how it goes for most people, I believe anyway. Um, but anyway, yeah. So what do you? Well, I did see the nominees. Like, this is not like a reaction portion or anything like that. Let me make sure if it's on my like profile or not. So anyways, here are the categories. There are a bunch of them as always. I'm gonna actually go from the bottom to top, so that way we can save Game of the Year for last. But yeah, anyway, so we're gonna skim through the esports stuff, all the really minor ones, and then of course the ones that matter, which are after content creator of the year or whatever. So let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, esports event, easy. This is Evo. I definitely want to see Evo win it because 23 was like the year it really showed improvements, and then there were like really good moments in there too, of course. But I think the event of itself wasn't too bad from the viewing experience of things when you're when streaming, watching from the stream. But from what I can gather, the event of itself was really good, or it was well executed in comparison to the early years. I remember every time I went, there was always something that came up, right? That was something bad about it. Years before, water was actually really hard to get, believe it or not. But after that, the water has been very accessible in comparison. And of course, this year, this was largely contributed by, of course, the partnership with Sony, and then under a different company, but under the umbrella of Sony anyway. And then Rick the Hado definitely was able to really get it down and run the event very well. So this event, and with the past years and stuff like that, this has been a prominent event in Vegas to the point where it actually has its own day now. Sunday, was it August 6th? It is Evo Day. So, which is funny because they're going back to July, but the most prominent day, which is grand finals, is on a Sunday. So yeah, during that time, yes, that's when they announced the Evo Day, and then they even had the key to the city and all that stuff. I think even the government of Nevada acknowledged Evo as a huge event in Vegas. So yeah, of course, the mayor of Vegas, I think, has acknowledged it too. But I think the governor of Nevada actually came down, I think, or something like that, or a representative of the Nevada government came down to hand the award and acknowledgement for all that stuff. So anyways, Evo 2023 was great. Plenty of great moments. I think it ran great. And yeah, so pretty good. I definitely wanted to win. So let's see. Let's go back, I think. Yeah. So let's go backwards, and there's none of the people I know, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably just like pick a random one. Counter-Strike, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Valorant. I guess I'll just pick this guy right here, just because. All right, so let's go backwards here. Best esports team. None of them I don't know either. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Evil Geniuses, just cause that's like the team that I do actually recognize because of fighting game stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Esports athlete. Okay, so League of Legends, CS:GO, Call of Duty. So none of them I know. Unfortunately, none of the fighting game people have made it in here um as of this time. So I am going to go ahead and randomly pick once again this guy, I guess. Not once again, but you know what I mean. Anyway, esports game. Best esports game. I have no idea, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pick, I don't know, League of Legends or something, just cause. Content creator of the year. Okay, so I have no idea who these four are. I've heard of Iron Mouse, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Iron Mouse, just because that's the only one I'm vaguely familiar with. I know that's like a VTuber, obviously by the logo or avatar. Most anticipated game. Star Wars Outlaws was like kind of a hot topic a little bit because this was like the most like under the radar sort of like announcement. It was announced. I remember. I don't know exactly when. I think it was like Summer Games or something, either that or Gamescom. It was announced and it was just like nothing else, you know. But I definitely would like to look forward to or anticipate gosh, it's like either 8 Infinite Wealth or Final Fantasy Rebirth, right? Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. It's a three-way tie for me, honestly, but I think I feel like, let me see. I'm just gonna go ahead and vote for Tekken 8 because I know it's either gonna it's probably gonna be Final Fantasy. I think it's gonna win it, but um I personally would pick Tekken 8 just because I really actually am looking forward to playing Tekken 8, and then after that would be Rebirth, and I would like to try to get into like a Dragon again because I haven't caught up with 7, and then I would like to go get my hands on Gaiden, and then hopefully I can play Infinite Wealth at some point. Because I do still like the like a Dragon series slash, or formerly known as Yakuza. Okay, so best adaptation. Let me see here. We have Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, Last of Us, the Mario movie, and Twisted Metal. I sadly have not seen Super Mario movie. That could be the best one to get picked, but I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Last of Us, and that probably will win it. It does have what it takes to win it. I did enjoy it for what it was. It just makes me worried of how they're gonna do the rest of it. So it was pretty cool. I would say it's not bad. I liked the the practical effects with the monsters, but once again, of course, the monsters weren't as featured, right? It's all about the humans, unfortunately. This is what it is. So, anyways, let's go on to the next one. Best multiplayer. We have Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Party Animals just because that's like the true multiplayer game in spirit for me. I know, I mean, granted, let me make this clear. I have not played Party Animals yet, but it's pretty much like kind of like very comparable to Gang Beasts, and I definitely played that one. And this one, like, it's probably the more updated one. Like, it's definitely more modern. It probably looks better just because they have like the animal costumes and everything and all that stuff, the animal characters, blah blah blah. So I think this is like the best one. I think that's pretty fair. Street Fighter 6, it's just 2 players, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't know why he's even in here. Honestly, if you're gonna be frank here, I can definitely see why Super Mario Brothers Wonder would be in here just because it has. I think it was like four player co-op. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and leave that be for Party Animals. Best sports game. Okay, so none of these I am affiliated with really, but three of these are pretty cool looking because they're cars. I like cars. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pick probably like Forza or something, or maybe Hot Wheels. I don't know. No, I'll just go ahead and pick Hot Wheels just because it's Hot Wheels. But I just think it's funny that FC 24 is supposed to be FIFA, but because of what happened with the licensing and all that stuff, it's just they had to go with a different name. So yeah, it's definitely interesting that how it turned out. I think it's still hitting though. I think it's still a hit. But anyway, best sim strategy game. Okay, so two of them I do recognize, and it or three, but two of them I'm not super like as familiar. Um, I did definitely played Reboot Camp. I gave it a fair shot, and I just kind of like got my satisfaction of knowing what it is. It definitely is living up to like the classic days, right, of Advance Wars. I've only played the first part. I haven't even finished that one, and then Advance Wars 2. I would like to get to that eventually down the road. But it's a very cute sort of spiritual game of Advance Wars. It's really cool to like relive it. Again, that's where my name came from, so it kind of tells you what kind of attachment I have for this series. So it was really cool to see this being announced, and then unfortunately it was delayed, but then it came out to this point, and then you know this on top of like all the other good stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah. And then of course Fire Emblem Engage, right? I really like the gameplay of it. I really liked the individual characters. The story of itself is very like straightforward. It's very cheesy at best, but I live for that stuff. Overall it was very goofy, but it definitely had like that Sentai sort of vibes to it. And take it for what it is. It's a pretty nice um a nice like anime-esque story. But I think the combat of itself, and of course you have the main character designs being outlandish, but it's just like I don't know. It was something people were like, oh my god, look at these characters, what they look like. It's look at the red and blue or whatever, right? All the craze, right? Or the quote unquote outrage. But as soon as it came out, I don't think anyone really like complained about it after. They like made all the memes with the Pepsi and everything, Pepsi man, Pepsi girl, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, for what it is, it's great. I really liked it. I like how it looked. It was a vast improvement over Three Houses, and I had my fun time with it. Really, I have not unfortunately played the DLC, rest of the DLC. I know I did for the first half of the DLC, but then I didn't dive into the story expansion, so I have not touched that yet. But I definitely enjoyed the overall experience for Fire Emblem Engage. So, anyways, best family games. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to vote for something else here. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for like either Mario or maybe Sonic or something. And I'm probably just gonna go for Sonic just because I know Mario's gonna win something. So, Sonic Superstars, yeah. By the way, yeah, it's probably Super Mario Brothers just because I don't know. They're likely both for that. Best fighting game. Okay, so you have God of Rock, which I've never heard of actually. Looks interesting though, just from the artwork right there. Mortal Kombat 1, of course. We have Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, another one I have never heard of, and then Street Fighter 6. It seemed like they're really trying to reach for something with these two anyway, but the three I understand. But I'm going to give it a Street Fighter 6 just because um, overall I think they pulled it off better with as an overall fighting game. When it comes to Mortal Kombat 1, it has its pros, but the cons are very um it just like sucks to deal with because of the microtransactions and all that stuff. The whole fatality thing that you have to pay for and stuff like that with the Halloween fatality and like all the holiday themed fatalities, not to mention. But the story was great. The fighting game system itself is like, it depends on what you're looking for in a Mortal Kombat game. Do you like a team assist based fighting game, or you want to look for a solo fighting game? It really just depends, right? But um, I think it improved on the looks and mostly overall. There are some weird, NRS stuff, but unfortunately, Warner Brothers is like doubling down on the microtransactions and the live servicey nature of things when it comes to video games. So that's unfortunate. It definitely is on WB's part for the microtransaction stuff. They're really trying to push that onto their stuff, including Mortal Kombat. So hopefully this is not too bad. But yeah, but even Street Fighter 6 has its own problems too, of course. But I did like the overall effort that they put into um, their modes, and the microtransactions aren't as bad. Although I am disappointed so far that the costumes aren't there yet, but um, when it comes to the overall core of things, I do like it. I really did do like the overall art direction, just this like glow up that it got from Street Fighter 5. And the World Tour mode is like really goofy but fun. Granted, I have not finished all of it yet. I kind of like had my first initial like what 3 hours or something, or whatever, or maybe 6. I think 6 sounds about right. Ever since I haven't touched it because of all the other games, but I think they did a really good job for what it is. I mean, the online portion of things is pretty solid-ish. Um, the whole overall nature of it, right? The create a character thing is really crazy, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna give it to Street Fighter 6. Hopefully more Kombat 1. I know they have like Omni Man. There's this weird stuff about Homelander, whether he's being voiced by Anthony Stark or not. Anthony Stark, whatever. Excuse me. Whether he's voiced by him or not, we don't know really until we hear it. And even though he said no, it's like, the fact that he straight up said no, I don't know. Like, um, when it comes to just like, it could be a troll. I don't know. We don't know. He could be lying. He could be just messing with people's heads or whatever. I don't know. We have to wait and see. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Best RPG, yes. So I think this is though the only time Starfield got something, right? I'm actually really surprised that Starfield barely got anything. I thought they were gonna get more categories in, but not really. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and of course lastly Starfield, like I said. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Final Fantasy 16, even though I have my problems with it. It's definitely the one I played, so I'm gonna go ahead and vote for it. But Liza P, Baldur's Gate 3 definitely competitors within this category. I think that either those two will win it. That's what I'm expecting. But I'm gonna go ahead and vote for 16 just because that's the one I voted for, or that's the one I actually played. So I'll vote for that one. Um, I've said it in the previous video, or one of my older videos, but it really winds down to the combat of itself that I have my problems with. It's really watered down in comparison to all the other action games I've played. Disappointing, really, because the battle director or the combat designer for Devil May Cry 5 took part of this. So that itself was disappointing to see. Otherwise, the story is great. I love the tone of it. I love the setting. I love the theme. I love the world of it. The voice acting is pretty good. I've been playing it in English whenever I can, but the combat of itself is definitely a huge letdown for me. So that actually was like a big part of why I just can't get back into it. It's just like, I don't know. People have been saying like you gotta play it the second time to really enjoy it. So it's like, I think that's a flaw of itself. Like, do you really have to play it again just to enjoy the gameplay aspect of things when that's like the video game, right? Like, like I said, like I'm not here to watch a movie. I'm here to play a video game. So that's why I have my sort of discrepancy with 16, but I'm gonna go ahead and vote for it still because like it's all right, but I was really looking forward to being like mind blowing or whatever. So maybe my expectations were a little too high. Maybe I don't know, but um. But anyway, best action adventure. So there's Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man event, Marvel Spider-Man 2, excuse me, Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Tears of the Kingdom because that's definitely the one I played. I definitely put a good amount of hours to it, but I've still not finished it. Just again because of the other games that come out around the same time. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of fun with it so far. I really do like how Ganon was designed. Yet, although granted, I have not seen how he really is in the story because I haven't got to that point. So please keep that spoiler free. But yeah, I like the improvements. I love the sandboxing nature of it, of course. The fusion feature where you can fuse pieces and like make the weapons or the contraptions, right? The machines and all that stuff. It's really cool, so that really adds to the fun, and it definitely, I don't know, sets it apart or sets it or makes it stand out from the rest of the Zeldas in a way. So that's where I'm gonna vote place my vote for. Best action game. I have not played any of these, unfortunately. I was actually planning to play Dead Island 2, but I checked it. I waited for reviews, and it was kind of like not enough for me to go ahead and make my purchase. So I just kind of left it be. Plus, again, the fact that I have so many games in the backlog is like it was probably for the best. But I'm gonna go ahead and probably vote for Hi-Fi Rush because I think people were really liking it. I do like the sort of the spirit that it brings just from looking at it. So that's why I just go ahead and picked it. So yeah. So yeah, Hi-Fi Rush for action, I think. Anyway, so VR and AR. So we have Gran Turismo 7, Horizon, Humanity, um, Resident Evil. VR mode, and then Synapse. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Gran Turismo 7 because that's the game that I actually own in a way. So I do have my bias for the cars. So yeah, that's all I can say, really. Best mobile game. Okay, that's kind of up my alley because I do play my gacha games. So, Final Fantasy VII, Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. We have Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, and Terra Nil. I'm gonna go ahead and put my vote in for, of course, Star Rail. Naturally, I mean, is there really anything to say about this game, right? That I haven't already in comparison to all these other ones, anyway. Not that I played any of these ones, but I really do like it for what it is. Yes, the gacha is there, but um, I like the story so far, what it's setting up. I really do like the combat of things. I do like my turn-based combat, and Star Rail does it really good. And it's so funny. Like this game is the Hoyo game that people have been like asking for when it comes to like quality of life changes. Like all the changes that we ask for in Genshin are here, which is really weird. We're getting more combat updates. We're getting more stamina upgrade and stuff like that. Or we had a F stamina upgrade, and then we just have just more content that we actually ask for. On top of the Hoyo content that they like to put out too. It's so weird, right? Because they put out they like have like free 10 polls and like they just give out tickets like nothing. They just give out those summon tickets for nothing or like nothing. In comparison to Genshin, which is so weird. You know what I mean? That's like their big game, but for some reason they just don't want to update as much or something. I don't know. Anyway, debut indie game. I've never played any of these, so I'm just gonna have to go for how they look just from here. I guess I'll just go for Dredge or something. Something about it just I don't know speaks to me. Sorry about that. I had to deal with something, but anyway. So I kind of forgot where I left off, but I vote for Dredge just because I just been I don't know looking at it. I don't really have an opinion, so let's just go ahead and Moving to the next one, best independent game, which I don't know why they even have two categories when it comes to this stuff. What's oh, so is this like a debut for a studio or something? Okay, so I guess in general, what's like the best? That's kind of odd, right? Like you have a new studio debut category, and then you have just this, right? Which almost looks identical anyway. So I don't know. I'm just gonna go for Sea of Stars or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and vote for that. Because I actually heard about Sea of Stars. Now that I think about it, it just kind of hit me. Anyways, community support, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk, Destiny 2. Oh man, I've been hearing stuff about Destiny 2, unfortunately, but 14. I don't know about 14. Has 14 been getting good stuff? I don't know. I have friends that play this game still, but I have not heard anything from them, so I have no idea. And No Man's Sky. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick Cyberpunk just because that is a game I played. With the new DLC and all that stuff, I actually played it and completed the main story for it, which was pretty cool. I actually got to see two endings, so that's actually pretty cool. But anyways, best ongoing. So, I mean, Cyberpunk isn't ongoing anymore. I think it just had that one major update, and that's it. Uh, um, Apex Legends, you need to fix. You need to fix your stuff, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Genshin, even though Genshin hasn't really done. They haven't really like they haven't really like break the mold when it comes to how they update things or what they update really. Just like your standard like story, and there's Fontaine of course, and that one's pretty good. So that should get my vote, but very typical I would say when it comes to their roadmap of things. But nonetheless, so it's not so bad. As a Genshin player still. Now, okay. Space for the Unbound. What is this game for impact? Provoking some sort of message. These categories always are kind of just like so vague to me. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and probably pick like Space for the Inbound or Unbound, whatever. Space for the Unbound. I don't know. It looks neat. So I don't know. I heard Chia, but I don't know something about the other game being speaking out to me more. Innovation and accessibility. I know that Street Fighter 6 did some cool stuff for like blind people, and in fact, a blind player actually came in and actually tore up some players in the pools of Evo. That was actually really cool. I don't know what Hi-Fi Rush is doing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that for Street Fighter 6, just because when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1, it's funny because I think they have a voice that just explains everything about what's happening, including the fatalities, I think. So I actually need to check that out. That could make for a really funny video, but we'll see about that. Best performance. Oh, of course. We have Ben Starr, we have Idris Elba, so on and so forth. Yuri Lowenthal. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick. I like Ben Starr. I mean, I like his performance as Clive. So, Mr. Rossfield, yes, or Sir Rossfield. Anyways, Idris Elba was all right. I mean, didn't really stand out to me a whole lot, but I still liked it. But I say I don't know. Out of the two, I like Clive better. So yeah, thanks to Ben Starr. So, and unfortunately, I have not played Spider-Man 2, so I really don't have a say for Lowenthal. But I'm sure Lowenthal will win it. Well, he is definitely up there for sure. Best audio design. That's hard to say because have not played any of these games. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Resident Evil 4 just cause I really don't have an opinion to that. All right, best music. Let's see. I would say 16. I'll vote for it just because I did play it along with Tears of the Kingdom, but I'd say um 16 has pretty awesome music. Not to say that, any of these other games don't, but I played 16, so yeah. And Tears. So best art direction. I don't know. It's hard to say because Tears of the Kingdom, they continue that same art style, but I do like it. I do like it. That's the thing. So, and I really do like the design for Ganon, or Ganondorf, excuse me. So I'm gonna go ahead and vote for that. Best narrative. Let's see. So, we have Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. Uh, Now wait a minute though. Why do we have a DLC in these categories? Ain't that interesting? I didn't even like point that out till now. That's weird. Final Fantasy 16 and of course Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna go ahead and vote for 16. Um, but to be fair though, Phantom Liberty's story was pretty neat. I really did like how they portrayed the bad ending and then some of the good endings as well. Oh, well, good endings. So, but I'm sure Spider-Man 2 will definitely compete along with Alan Wake 2 and stuff like that. I don't know about Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but I just don't know. Direction. Okay. I am gonna go ahead and pick Zelda just because that's again what I played, but I'm pretty sure I really can't say. I mean, the less likely to win is probably Super Mario Brothers. I'm sure like the other four will likely to be able to compete with each other. That's just kind of where I see. Game of the year. Okay, well we're finally here. So this is what I did not expect, right? I actually really expected for games like Starfield to like sort of like dominate the stuff just because, but it actually barely got anything, and not even the game of the year, which is really surprising to me. Even Super Mario Bros. Got in this category. I feel like they're just like, nah. So they just switched it with Mario or something. Um, and thankfully, Forspoken is not in there, if my years are correct. I think Forspoken did come out this year, yeah. So let me go ahead and check before it bothers me a lot. So, um, let me see here. I think it came out like January of this year. Yes, it came out very early on this year. So that was like one of the big. I think it was like the first big game that came out, and it flopped unfortunately. From Square Enix, and yeah. But with that said, I would like to predict that um it could be Spider-Man 2, but it could be Alan Wake 2. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick Tears of the Kingdom just because again, yeah, I played it. But the one to actually win it though, it's gonna be really tough because you never know, right? Like this game could just come out of nowhere, right? But I have a feeling it's just like these four. I don't know for some reason, but you never know. Tears of the Kingdom, it was something people waited for a long time, and it was, it turned out great. But there's the discrepancy of like, oh, it's just a Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever. It's just like a big DLC disc expansion or whatever. You know, to each their own, I guess. But maybe it's Resident Evil 4, probably Spider-Man 2, but Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 are definitely competitors for sure. But yeah, you never know, man. Super Mario Brothers could take it. I don't know. So yeah, I think that's all. That's all I got. So oh, did I not vote for this one? I guess I didn't, huh? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Fire Emblem. I thought I picked it, but okay. So, let me see. I think that's all, right? I think that's definitely all. All right, cool. I like the interface of this. This is pretty nice. It is pretty nice. So, that's pretty much it. That's what it's looking like. So we have Zelda for this one, Zelda for this one, Final Fantasy, Zelda, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Ben Star, Street Fighter 6, Genshin Impact, or no, excuse me. Wow. Space for the Unbound, Genshin Impact, blah blah blah. Oh, yeah, kind of get the picture, right? Fire Emblem. I almost forgot for some reason. But yeah, that's all I got, man. With Game of the Year being Zelda. Well, I voted for Zelda, but when it comes to predictions, it's definitely tough. It's definitely a toss up. Either of those four can win. Excluding Super Mario Brothers, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think will win? Who do you guys think will win Game of the Year, or like all these other categories? What did you vote for? What do you think is gonna win? Do you agree with these nominees? That's also something to discuss as well, right? Were your expectations just like blown away? Are you surprised that games like Starfield barely got anything? Because I thought like even though the game is mid, it was just like for some reason like just like sneak into like these categories somehow. Um, but I think there was just like a lot of games, so that's why they're just like meh, To be fair, yeah, because a lot of games came out this year, so a lot of good ones and plenty of bad ones, unfortunately. But yeah. Anyways, that's all I got. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate it for your time. And if you have any comments, leave me down below. And yeah, so that's my time with the 2023 Game Awards, voting for the nominees and all that stuff. So again, thank you very much, and hope to see you all in the next one. Ciao now.